Now for many of us, there are watches that fit into the category as this could easily be the one watch collection. And this particular watch here, it fits in that category for me. Now, it's one of those watches that just keeps on giving. And I purchased it a year ago, and every time I seem to place this on the wrist, it just seems to be so special in so many ways. Now in saying that, it's also disappointed me in a few areas, straight out of the box. So today I'm going to share that with you guys, and I'm going to share my 1 year experience with this Seiko SLA 043. Let's check it out. When I first purchased this watch a year ago, I was all gaga and goo-goo for it. It was like a baby having a new toy. I gave it so much wrist time, and it was like I didn't have any other watches in my watch box. And to be honest, this piece satisfied me on so many levels. I really wanted to share with you guys what's it been like after a year. Well, I did mention that straight out of the box I had a few disappointments. For example, these two rubber straps that were included with the watch are just garbage. I can't say it any clearer, guys. Especially considering the price that this watch retails for, that's pretty poor if you ask me. They're just your standard stiffish rubber straps that we saw on Seiko dive watches in the past. Really totally unnecessary. They've got steel holders. It's not been a comfortable experience for me. Also, that 19mm lug width doesn't make sense in a watch of these dimensions. I mean, considering the fact that the latest issue of the 62 MASH, the latest issue from Seiko, the SJE 093, which comes in at a smaller footprint of 38mm, also features a 19mm lug width. I think this variant, or any preceding variants like the SLA 017 for example, should have featured a 20mm lug width, if we're talking about proportions here. But that said, luckily for aftermarket straps like Artem coming to the rescue. I've managed to find a really good comfort point. In fact, it's lived on this Artem strap all year round. But I've also managed to find some really nice FKM rubber straps in 19mm, which I've had some fun, especially at the beach and in the pool. Now, how has this watch been to live with after a year on the wrist? Well, it is indeed one of those watches that just keeps on giving. Let me clarify that. If a watch can keep you not only interested, but also somewhat excited long after the honeymoon period is over, then that's a watch that keeps on giving. This model with its baby blue seconds hand and deep sunburst style is wonderful to look at. Also, the fact that it's accompanied by mirror finishing on the Zaratsu polished markers and handset, it's been a real treat on the eyes, because it catches the light but also your attention. Now the watch is actually assembled in the Grand Seiko factory. It features the 8L35 automatic caliber. Albeit it's dressed down and unregulated, it's basically a Grand Seiko watch, although it does say Seiko on that dial. And in its execution, it does show. Now, apart from the terrible rubber straps and horrible 19mm lug spacing, the experiences which I want to share that have been on a negative side are these. Firstly, that bezel action was great in the first few months of usage. And now, after a year, it seems to have taken on a more classic sort of a character of a Seiko bezel. In other words, it's a little bit mushier and it's got a little bit of backplay. So it's nice, it's still lovely to operate, but as you can see, bit of backplay, and it lines up absolutely perfect, which in itself is very strange because it is a Seiko. Next, under close scrutiny, the dial has a speck of dust on the top of the Seiko logo. It's actually been there from day dot, but I've never noticed it until a viewer of mine pointed it out in my first video of this watch 1 year ago. It's so minute that it really cannot be seen with the naked eye, but macro footage does reveal it. I suppose it's an easy fix next time I visit the watchmaker, but that shouldn't be my problem as a consumer, especially at this price point. Now the case, which is made up of ever brilliant steel, basically Seiko's proprietary equivalent to 904L, it's retained its beautiful brightness, its edges are perfect, and that fine satin brushing still looks fantastic, albeit the case does have a few fine scratches here and there from usage over the year. Now, as I've been wearing this watch for swimming, for formal events, as well as a general daily, it's performed flawlessly. It's never disappointed. If anything, it's actually exceeded my expectations. The crystal has been beautiful as always, legible regardless of the time of day or the lighting situation. A very clean and crisp view of that dial and handset has been my experience. And lastly, as far as dive watches are concerned, the Lume. It's been one of this watch's super strengths. It's bright, extremely long lasting, in that area, top marks. In fact, this watch easily leaves my Black Bay 58 for dead. So I just wanted to share a short recap after a year of usage. I'm still loving this watch. Honestly, it's one of those watches that just keeps giving back to me on so many levels. And as far as ranking goes, it's very highly placed in the watch box as a real gem and a very, very special watch. Leave me your thoughts, guys, in the comment section. If you own this watch or possibly a similar variant from Seiko like the SLA 017 or something along those lines, what's your experience been? Or alternatively, do you have a watch or watches in your collection that just keep on giving long after the honeymoon period is finished? Feel free to share. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Lastly, if you found this video useful or informative, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. Thanks again for watching. Be well, and we'll see you in the next one.